On today's show,
we discuss the promising Lakers-Sixers rivalry and whether Kawhi's imminent return will slow Aldridge's hot start.
Jason Kidd, Courtney Kirkland, or the Phoenix Suns. Who will take home worst of the week?
And Lance makes them dance in our top 10 plays from the past 7 days.
It's Friday, December 8th. The starter starts now.
Good evening, sweet world, and welcome to The Starters, presented by Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey. Whether you're joining us live right now on NBA TV or watching us later on YouTube, we're very, very happy to have you. I'm J.D. Skeets, and alongside me, as always, that's Tess Mellis.
Happy Friday.
To his right, the international man of mystery, taking it to the max, Lee Ellis.
Friend.
Lily.
Lily, and last, certainly not least, over yonder, it's the bearded one, looking like Steve Jobs in that turtleneck, Trey Kirby.
Hey-o!
Hey, yo! TK, what's up, man?
Well, I'm here at the internet looking for your best tweets at #TheStarters. And guys, the Wizards beat the Suns last night, which is pretty cool. But more importantly, they also hosted a classic pregame dance-off, and a couple of Wizards went in, namely Kelly Oubre and Jason Smith, pulling out moves I've never seen before. Well, that's not true. Kelly Oubre looks like Tass dancing at any wedding I've ever been to.
It's looking good.
Yeah, he's got the moves, and Jason Smith looks like me dancing at every wedding that I've ever been to. These are incredible moves. And all of this brings us to today's question. Who won the Wizards dance-off? Was it Kelly Oubre or Jason Smith? Personally, I'm going with Jason Smith. I love a comedic dancer, but we want to hear from you. So hit up our Twitter page at The Starters. We've got a poll up right now. Who won the Wizards dance-off? Get your votes in now. We'll check the results in a little bit.
All right, get those votes in. Fun Friday show for you. Tass hands out the worst of the week honors. We got the top 10 plays from the past 7 days. Lee's got a very solid play, and so much more. But we start with a little true or false. Trey's got some questions. He's going to throw them at us here, and we'll debate whether they're true or they're false. TK.
We got to keep a really fun Lakers-Sixers game last night as the young squad showed out on national TV. Joel Embiid went for 33, 7, and 6, and Ben Simmons had a triple-double for the Sixers, while Lonzo Ball stuffed the stat sheet, and Brandon Ingram had 21, including a game-winning three-pointer for the Lakers. True or false, Lakers-Sixers is the rivalry of the future.
I think it's false.
Okay.
How far are we talking in the future here for the Lakers? Because I think the Warriors are the present and the future in the Western Conference. Brandon Ingram, their best player. There's a 29-year-old Brandon Ingram and Kevin Durant in Golden State. You got two former MVPs that are under 30. Jeff Van Gundy said they could get to 8 to 10 straight finals. I know that's a little crazy, but if these two teams are going to be the rivalry of the future in the Sixers and Lakers, you got to get to the finals.
Yeah.
That means you got to get through the Warriors. I think on the other side, though, I think Sixers-Celtics could be a legitimate rivalry we see in the Eastern Conference. LeBron's a few weeks away from 33. That I'm buying.
What if LeBron goes to the Lakers next
Well,
year?
then I might be buying this.
Interesting. What if LeBron goes to the Sixers?
Yeah.
What if he goes to the Warriors?
I actually think, though, it's the Celtics in the Eastern Conference. Out of those two teams, the Celtics and the Sixers, I think the Celtics have set themselves up for more likely long-term success. Because with the Sixers, there's still a few question marks. Embiid's health is one. Markelle Fultz, we're not sure exactly which way he's going to go. Simmons has started off fantastically well. But remember, the Sixers also gave the Celtics another pick next year just to acquire Markelle Fultz this year. The Celtics have a little bit more cap space, money tied up in the next couple of years. There's a couple of player options there, Al Horford and Kyrie Irving, which could change things around a little bit. But the Sixers, they don't have quite so much either. So I think that's the Celtics. I think we've seen Brown and Tatum already starting to work out. Danny Ainge has got a million picks still.
Okay, I agree with you that this is not the Lakers-Sixers from the 80s here, when they were meeting in the finals 3 out of 4 times in the early part of the 80s, before it became the Lakers and the Celtics as the key rivalry in the NBA. But regular season rivalry, why not? These two games between these two teams, you know, obviously including last night's game with Ingram with the game-winning 3, they've been some of the best games we've seen all year. We had Embiid dropping 46 and 15 when he was in LA, and then we had this treat last night, which was one of the more entertaining games from the young season still. So I buy the regular season rivalry. This is unfortunately it now. They're not going to play each other again because we know they're not meeting in the finals this year. But it was fun. I mean, I was just thinking when I was watching this game, how many All-Stars, future All-Stars, were playing on that floor last night? And I was even like trying to set the over-under. Like, what is it, 5? Would you go over or under 5 future All-Stars were playing in that game?
Who you going?
Embiid, Simmons, and let's go Ingram. Let's call those 3.
Right.
Nothing's for sure, but let's say those 3 are locks. Who else? Is there a couple more in the mix?
Well,
Randall ever going to make one? Lonzo Ball ever going to make one?
I think it's unlikely for Lonzo right now.
You don't think he makes it this year?
He's played 25 games. Yeah, he's not making it this year. I'm talking future here. You go under. Sounds like you're going under.
I would go under right now. Right now, I'll take you.
Kuzma. Holmes.
Yeah.
Fultz, if
Holmes,
you want to
no.
include him. Okay. Well, anyway, my
homie?
point is there was so much young talent.
Sure, it was
in
a
that
blast
game.
on a Thursday night.
Yeah, for sure. But a rivalry, you can't give it that.
Well, I'd like to see it be a rivalry. It just depends if the Lakers get stronger. And if someone's going to make the Lakers get stronger, it's this guy, Irvin Magic Johnson, who tweeted, come on, Lee, this is your favorite
The young
Twitter.
Lakers and the Sixers are two of the most exciting teams in the NBA. Fans will be enjoying these young and talented players for many years to come.
That tweet brought to you by Captain Obvious.
No, he's not wrong.
I should say, I just want to clarify something. The Sixers have a lot of cap space going forward. So the Celtics have a lot tied up already.
Yeah.
Horford, Hayward, Kyrie Irving have got those big contracts. So they don't have as much wiggle room there. The Sixers do. So if they were to attract a free agent like LeBron James, they could afford it.
That's an interesting debate. Would you rather have the Celtics roster going forward or the Sixers roster going forward?
Save it for another day.
No,
Save it for
I don't
another
know.
day.
18 All-Stars. I don't know.
Trey, what's the next question?
All right, we talked about that Jahlil Okafor trade a little bit yesterday, but just to recap, the Sixers traded Okafor to the Nets along with Nick Stauskas and a second-round pick in exchange for Trevor Booker. Booker will be a free agent next summer, while Okafor turns 22 next week and was the third pick in the 2015 draft. True or false, the Sixers will regret trading Jahlil Okafor?
I'll say it's true because really they didn't give him much of a chance. They wanted a lot for him in return, and in the end, they had to actually give away an extra player and a draft pick just to get Trevor Booker, who's an unrestricted free agent. So I think they'll regret it from the sense that they didn't showcase his skills to even bring up his value to get more in return. They had other opportunities to trade him earlier or late last season, I guess, and they weren't able to do that. And so I think basically when Trevor Booker, if he doesn't stay, they just gave away the number 3 pick in the 2015 draft.
But maybe they botched that pick, honestly. I'm rooting for Okafor.
Yeah.
I hope he can get it together there now in Brooklyn, but maybe that was just the wrong pick. You're taking a low post scorer
even if it was
in
the
a
wrong
league
pick.
where is obviously was at that time starting to trend towards big guys being able to stop guys first off, be a rim protector, and then be able to step out and hit shots.
Even if it was the wrong pick, though, you should be able to get more in return for a number 3 pick from a draft 2 years ago.
I get that. If you look at it, though, they were either going to drop Okafor and let him go or get something in return, and they ended up, it cost them really a second-round pick. They could have dropped Stauskas and Okafor, took them a second-round pick to get Booker, who they think, being a playoff team right now, the Sixers can maybe help them in that push to get in there and maybe put up a fight.
Now, you mentioned that there was another trade somewhere along the lines, as Brian Colangelo mentioned, that fell apart. I mean, they may regret not being able to pull the trigger on something better. Somewhere along the lines. And if Embiid doesn't turn out to be the superstar we all expect him to be, then maybe they do regret it. And I don't think we're out of the woods quite yet. I know we're loving everything we're seeing from Joel Embiid. Shaq, Hakeem, we're throwing out these comparisons.
Yeah.
He's playing 30 minutes per game. Those youngsters played way more than that. You know, he's sitting out back-to-backs. So we're just not out of the woods quite yet. I just don't want to be hurt. Like my like my 11-year-old girlfriend that really crushed me. I don't want to be hurt if Joel Embiid gets hurt. I'm kidding. She didn't crush me. But we're just not there quite yet. I love the comparisons. But Jahlil Okafor maybe, could have taken some of those minutes.
You expect he's going to be more motivated in Brooklyn to show the Philadelphia 76ers what they had and they gave away.
Yeah, but what would Okafor need to become in order for the Sixers to really regret it? What, an all-star? Or not even?
Well, just a productive player. I mean, he what, 17-7 as a rookie?
A productive player. You're not hoping for a productive player at the number 3 pick.
Right.
You're hoping for a building block for the future.
But they're going to get nothing for him. If he's gone and if Booker leaves, then they got 0 for him. I mean, surely they would want something in return.
Many teams strike out on picks all the time.
Yeah, they drafted him. They drafted him though, and didn't really give him even an opportunity. That first season, maybe after that, he was
put into a very toxic situation there, where the trust the process and really just means lose a whole bunch of games so we can get high picks. Yeah, it was.
And he had some off-court
issues.
issues. There's no doubt about that early on.
If Embiid's only playing 30 minutes a night, there's 18 minutes to be chopped up right there.
Yeah.
That could have been Okafor.
I don't think they're going to regret it.
He's a talented offensive player,
Not in terms of trading him. They got something you just said. Well, we'll see. We'll see. All right, final one, Trey.
All right, the Spurs have gone a cool 17-8 with Kawhi Leonard out of the lineup, largely thanks to a throwback season from LaMarcus Aldridge. He's putting up 23-8 on great percentages, but Kawhi is an MVP caliber talent and is reportedly returning Tuesday against the Mavericks. True or false, Aldridge will need to adjust when Kawhi returns.
Yeah, I think that's true. There's going to be some adjustment period. You're bringing in a guy that scores 25 points per game, and right now Aldridge is your focal point. The offense goes through him. There's got to be some balance. I think they'll make it work. I think Pop can make it work, and I both think Kawhi and Aldridge can make this work. So that's not going to be an issue to me, but it'll take a little bit of time. Sure, true.
It's Kawhi's team. Kawhi is the superstar on that team, and LaMarcus is going to have to fit in around that, because I know Greg Popovich likes to spread the offense around, get everyone involved, but this is still Kawhi's team, and he is critical to them if they are going to contend for a championship. So, yeah, and LaMarcus is going to have to adjust back to being the player he was, but there's no doubt that Kawhi is still the main focal point on this team.
Yeah, I wonder at what point in the season does it turn into Kawhi's team? Because it's going even though Kawhi is the #1 guy, they're going to take it slowly.
Right. You don't think it'll be game one
if
he comes back on Tuesday and it's suddenly his team, it'll be like they'll just implement him slowly into the...
No, and hopefully Aldridge feels good and this carries into the postseason where he feels like the #1 guy and he can be the #2 guy that he wasn't last year in the postseason.
Just very quickly, do you think Aldridge would have signed with the Spurs if he had known Kawhi was going to turn into the superstar that he did? Because it timed up perfectly, right? Aldridge left Portland with Damian Lillard taking over that team because in theory he wanted to be the man.
Yeah.
And right when he came is when really Kawhi blossomed into a two-way superstar. Do you think he would have always gone there? It's tough to say.
I think he kind of knew.
Really?
That he was sharing in 2015. I think we sort of knew that Kawhi was going to be.
I think he wanted a chance. Yeah, I thought he was a better chance at least competing for a championship with the Spurs.
I think he's just found the transition really hard.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, I'm gonna come back. Worst of the week.
Welcome back to the show. It's time for a long-standing segment here on the Starters. It's time for Worst of the Week.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Worst of the Week.
We'll get to the winner in a second, but first, a couple runner-ups. Second runner-up, the Phoenix Suns defense. Check out this, air quotes, defense against the Boston Celtics on Saturday. They don't want the ball at all, guys.
They're barely even on that half of the court.
And they don't go out to Al Horford here.
Wow.
No, whatsoever. What a long, long possession.
Oh, man.
This is crazy. They started off hot under Jay Triano when he took over for Watson, but they've lost 7 of 9.
Yeah.
And then on Thursday, they got 0 offensive rebounds.
Yeah, that was nuts against the Raps.
How does that happen?
Yeah, that is very, very rare. For the ball to even just fall to one of your guys. Very strange.
The first time in franchise history that happened, that they didn't corral 1 rebound.
Gotta corral them.
First runner-up, Jason Kidd's late-game fouling strategy. Wednesday against the Pistons. Now, you check the score here. They're up 4, 10 seconds left. The Bucks intentionally foul Reggie Jackson. He goes to the line, hits 1, and it worked. But you're up 4 points. Why are you intentionally fouling? The Bucks then went to the line and sealed it. It's strange.
Yeah, because like you can have the debate when you're up 3, whether or not you should foul, because the idea of, okay, maybe you don't want to give them a chance at a three-pointer to hit it, tie it up, maybe you just put them to the line. You know then they're very, very likely not going to tie the game. I guess you could miss one and tip it back in, but this was up 4.
Up 4. 10 seconds left.
So you're not only helping the other team by stopping the clock. You know, that's really your first strike there. You're giving the Pistons a little more time. The expected points on 2 free throws from a guy like Reggie Jackson is much greater than expected points on the layup, of the possibility of a layup, even one that's like mildly uncontested because most of the times they're like, don't foul them, right? That's the weird part to me.
Yeah.
But in the end, Reggie misses one.
Look like a genius.
And then Jason Kidd.
Just like I planned it.
I watched it live, and it didn't seem strange, I guess because it worked. But it was strange.
It's strange.
Yeah, Jason Kidd's explanation, we'll just play the free throw game with him. I believe my guys will make the free throws.
You must love that confidence, baby confidence.
Well, yeah, but I don't like the end of the game having this. Just shoot organic free throws.
Okay.
Organic free throws.
Just
Free-range free throws.
Exactly. I don't like these processed free throws.
But the worst of the week this week is referee Courtney Kirkland. Warriors' Sean Livingston angrily approached him about a non-call Sunday. There was some space between them, but Kirkland quickly closed that space by stepping to Livingston. A referee instigating a confrontation. You don't see that too often. Both were reprimanded. Kirkland was taken out of the referee rotation for a week. Livingston tossed in this game and then suspended for a game. And Courtney Kirkland gets worst of the week because I believe he got Sean Livingston suspended.
You don't think that happens unless Kirkland stepped to him as he did.
If we're standing here like this,
That's a horrible
that's all me.
Well, you're right.
If I'm the referee, you toss me, that's all me.
Yeah, I can't disagree. I think you're right.
Yeah,
I think
he
you're
played
right.
the Evander Holyfield card. He got in there with the headbutt.
You think
I'm not into
otherwise
it.
Sean just gets the tech and
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I think you're right.
I think that's totally acceptable.
Yeah, having seen this incredible reenactment, I have to totally agree.
That's
That was
exactly
all
what
Task Kirkland's fault.
I'm as skinny as Sean Livingston. So
Like, I'm fine though with Livingston actually getting a game because of he initiated the actual incident to start with by getting so angry in Kirkland's face, and then again you can't have a player headbutting referee, even though he went like that, and Sean Livingston didn't disengage.
But Lee, if Tass...
Do we have to reenact it again?
Yes, do it again.
No, I was going to say, if I'm the referee and Tass is the player and he's upset about a call, if I'm the referee and I go like this, the player has touched me, in theory, but he hasn't because I've touched him. So
but again, look at how Sean Livingston, how angrily and aggressive he goes towards the referee in the first place, and the ref's like, get out of my face, man. That's what he's saying.
Get out of my face. Actually, get in my face.
Get closer to my face.
Touch my forehead. All right. A fair worst of the week winner, if you ask me. Let's hear from you guys. When we come back, top 10 plays from the past 7 days.
The Starters is brought to you by Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey, official partner of the NBA.
Back with the starters. You guys like cool plays?
Love
Yes.
Yeah? Let's get to the top 10 plays from the past 7 days. Let's start at number 10. That makes sense. Brandon Ingram hits the game-winning 3 in Philly on Thursday night. A back-and-forth affair between the Sixers and Lakers. Lonzo Ball drawn in the defense.
3 Sixers go to him.
Wide open Ingram. Knocks it down. Cash. Great game.
Even old man knees had to get up for that one. At number 9, Josh Jackson drops Jakob Poeltl here.
It was,
Whoa!
it was good D. Like, it was good D at the beginning. Like, that's good D right there.
And then he just trips on his feet, really. Slips on a spot or something. Poor Jakob.
At number 8, back to Brandon Ingram. Back to Philadelphia. The reverse baseline jam and one. He gets clocked on the head here by TLC.
That's a great angle.
Oh,
Yeah.
he is lanky.
At number 7, Lance will make you dance.
You gotta say it. You really have to.
Oh, here you go.
Oh, man.
Put him in the All-Star game, I'm telling you.
The gallop afterwards as well. He doesn't just end when the ball goes in.
His teammates are laughing as he puts it in the
Yeah,
bucket.
look what he's doing.
Oh, look at this guy.
It's so good, though. Yeah, he starts dancing away. At number 6, we got a block party. A whole bunch of blocks here. Let's start with Serge. Chase down block against the Pacers. Erases it, and then sort of just collapses. But he was okay. Big block from Serge. Jaylen Brown says no to Tyler Ulis. The rare jumper just blocked out of bounds.
No doubt.
Tyler is a shorter guy, but nice block from Jaylen. Cousins erases McCaw's dunk attempt. Perfectly timed. So maybe some contact, But we finish here the block party once again with Serge. This is the money shot. Serge blocks it, throws up the Mutombo finger, and cameraman, well done.
Nice one.
Well done.
At number 5, Draymond Green's alley-oop to teammate Jordan Bell. Beauty, real pretty. I had to look this up. About half of Jordan Bell's baskets this year are dunks.
And that's true.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are coming from plays like that where Warriors like throw them underhand. These underhand oops. Durant had one as well. At number 4, Jonathan Simmons out of nowhere for the putback.
Nice.
Just coming baseline. Watch how high he gets here. Yeah.
He
This
provides
could have been
some,
a Vince Carter elbow dunk.
Yeah.
He provides some pretty good highlights, Johnny Simmons.
Sure does. At number 3, we got 3 dimes. Nurkic through the legs here. Ooh, sorry, cuz.
It's the holiday season. Put a little nutmeg in your drink.
Rubio's no look here to Donovan Mitchell. A monster jam. That's pretty. Donovan.
Oh yeah, that's a true no look too.
Look at the jam on that. Real nice. And then LeBron's wraparound to Kevin Love. Hey, it's the holiday season. Why don't you wrap those?
Oh,
Yes.
nice.
Is that a leggy, Lee?
That is a leggy. That's a beautiful leggy.
Shout out to the Ashes. At number 2, the Thunder. Josh Eustace.
Who? Eustace?
Josh Eustace going super high for the 2-hand slam. Love the slow-mo of this one. Wow, he is up there. That's Gerald Green like hops. Ooh, he likes it. He knows he's making the top 10.
Donald Glover. At number 1, Gary Harris with the 360 layup. This is so pretty. You don't see this too often.
Man.
Ooh.
Yeah, usually on the baseline, but in the lane, this is crazy.
Oh, that is nice. A deserving #1 in the starters' top 10 plays of the week. When we come back from very sexy to very solid.
Some say even sexy.
Oh.
Oladipo to steal. Here's Oladipo for the lead. Indiana has the lead on a 3 by Victor Oladipo.
If it's snowing like it is here in Atlanta right now, just stay in tonight. Watch basketball. Crunch time, 9 p.m. Eastern on NBA TV. Let's get to the poll. We asked you, what do you guys think won the Wizards dance-off? Kelly or Jason? Trey, you got the votes here.
Yeah, very hard choice, but 55% of people made the right choice and picked Jason Smith. I just have to say, good call, because he is maybe the best dancer in the entire NBA. Who can forget this classic video back in his Knicks days? Just showing off that feet Wisner. Look at these moves. Get back to the cross
We gotta get him on the show and
this
have a
looks
dance
like
off.
Lee stretching at the beginning of the show the other day.
All right, tonight's pick and play. Celtics Spurs. It's on ESPN. I can't believe this, that we're all taking the Spurs at home. I thought someone would take the Celtics on the road. They are the best team in the league right now. But nope, everybody's got the Spurs, so good luck, everybody. Lee, VSP.
We're going out to Utah, and it's the holiday season, so give a gift, get a gift, and that's what Jonas Jerebko does here. Starts it off, finishes it off. That's what I call a very solid play.
From Joe Jingle Bells.
Drop Podcast is up on Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to the Starters Podcast. We stepped on the beach to read your emails. We fired the pun gun. And for the 5th consecutive day, a pocket dog made an appearance.
I already said it on the show once. Pocket Dog Rivers.
Wow! Trey just pulled a dog out of his pocket.
That's right. That's an audio pocket dog right there.
Oh, it stinks.
This is a pocket dog from Wednesday.
Can you whack the microphone with it so people know that it's a pocket dog?
Said that was the worst pocket dog of the week.
Oh man, that was by far the worst pocket dog. It's like, is it worse now?
Oh my goodness.
We're good.
It's still good?
Yeah, still good.
Okay.
4 days later.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to Lee Ellis this one.
Fan signs.
Yes, and guess who it's from? None other than serial sign center-innerer, self-defeating down in Miami.
Starters D's show.
I think we should have a quick question. We'll have more starter signs from Michael, or we'll have more wedgies this year. It's currently 10-2 wedgies. This also came from Kieran and Buds at the Yawning Hippo Sporting Club Monday. J-Grade favorite.
All right, that's it for us. We'll see you guys on Monday.
Thanks for joining us, folks. And remember, when your co-host is talking too much, sometimes you gotta butt in.
Embrace the weekend, people.